बाहर जो भेजने वाला सामान है वो पूरा अंदर
evening to everyone. Most respected principal sir.
ये सब ना ये आवाज आ रही है हाँ बस वो केवल ये वाला कौन सा है जाके नहीं ठीक है दोनों साथ में करने से मिलेगा ठीक है वही वो हाथ में लेना ना ऐसे रहेगा ये ऐसे ही रहेगा और वो हाथ
A very warm good evening to most respected principal sir, respected teacher, and all my dear schoolmates. Today, this is Sitamani from 11 Science,
And this is Shamli of 11 Science.
Today, on the occasion of National Science Day, we are here to present our model. Our model is based on electrical circuit breaker. First of all, I would like to say a few words about electrical circuit breaker. A circuit breaker is an electrical switch which is designed to protect the electrical circuit from damage caused by overcurrent or short circuit. We all like to display our model how it works.
Okay. As you all can see that the lights are on right now, but when the clock hits 11, it gets off automatically. It's because the numbers of the clock, which are wrapped in aluminum, are connected with the circuit breaker, and our hand, which is made up of aluminum, is connected to the main circuit. When touches the number of the clock, which are wrapped in the aluminum paper, it's such a way that it breaks the flow of current, and the lights get off. And if you feel like turning it off earlier, you can do it by simply switching it off earlier.
At 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, students switch off their lights. In that case, this model can useful.
So we like to conclude this by saying the slogan, "Necessity is the mother of invention," and I hope that you all enjoyed the presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you once again.
ये काम नहीं कर रहा है उसी पे और ये वाला दोनों यूज करना है
आवाज नहीं आ रही है
इसको पकड़ो ये यहाँ से कनेक्ट
ऑन है ना श्यामल जो जीता मैं था थैंक यू श्याम सुनाई दे रही नहीं ना है सर खोल दे क्या थैंक यू जीता थैंक यू Thank you, Jitamani and Shyamali. Now I would like to call upon Khushbu and Vidya.
तो इसमें बोलेगा ना जो
Good evening, everyone. Respected principal sir, respected teachers, and my dear students. Myself Vidya Bharali.
and myself Khushbu Sharma of 11 Science.
Today, in this National Science Day, we are going to present our model. So let's start. National Science Day is a day when India celebrates the discovery of Raman effect along with the contribution of our scientific community. In this year, 2024, the National Science Day has a theme of indigenous technology for Viksit Bharat. As we are here to represent our science model, so the first question arises, why we need to create a science model?
So, science seeks to create simple description and explanation of a complex world, and a scientific model is a very powerful and simple way to represent them. So, the complexity of a system can be easily defined by a science model. So, the name of our model is Automatic Safety Streetlight System based on the automatic sensor streetlight system.
So in our model, we have used both TV lights, PI sensor, and switch, wire, and many more.
So now move to the working of our model. So in a survey in India where people were asked that if they feel safe in traveling at night or doing jobs to the employees, so maximum of the question answer was no, because they don't feel safe at the street at night. So basically our model is based on to reduce that fear. So in our model we can see that there are street lights. Now in every street light there are sensors. Now these sensors which are placed in every street light will glow when there is a person or vehicle in the road and reduce its brightness by 40% when there is no one. So it helps us in conservation of energy. And moving toward the main part of our model is the security system. So if a person is moving from the road and coming the place, if he feels something suspicious and not feel easy, he feel like some danger is around him, so he can come under and be in this zone. Now when he come under this zone, there is a sensor associated with the street with glow, and this with the glowing of the sensor the message is sent to the monitoring team there. Now the monitoring team will detect that the person who is standing in the zone is feeling really the incident is happening or not, if the person is really safe or not. And if the security team get confirmed that yes there is any problem, it will send the details to the nearby police station or the security system so that it will come here and rescue the person. So it is the basic theme of our model to help and reduce crime rates.
जैसे कि अभी हम लोग देख चुके हैं कि हमारा मॉडल का वर्किंग क्या है, तो आइए अभी जानते हैं हम लोग का मॉडल किस पर बेस्ड है, किस मैकेनिज्म पर बेस्ड है. बेसिकली हम लोग का मॉडल जो है सेंसर पर बेस्ड है. इन आवर मॉडल वी हैव यूज PIR सेंसर, पैसिव इंफ्रारेड सेंसर. ए पैसिव इंफ्रारेड सेंसर इज एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सेंसर दैट डिटेक्ट्स a person or an object which is by detecting the temperature. As you all know, each body with temperature above 0 degree release heat energy, which is in the form of radiation. PIR sensor detect that radiation, that infrared radiation, which is released by the object. The resulting change in the infrared radiation, the sensor will translate the change into the output voltage, and the sensor will detect that.
After the detection, the message will convert in electrical signal which is received in the monitoring team, and the nearby police station get informed. And now in the advancement of science and technology and placement of AI in every place, it is very easy to convey message and it is very quick. So it may help the person who is suffering from any problem in the street. So as we reach the end of our presentation, we like to say that the benefits of our model. So I will ask Vidya to explain that.
As we have already mentioned that in our model, the sensor in every street light which increase their intensity when the vehicles or person is present on the road, and it reduce their intensity of light when their road is empty. So by this we can conserve energy. This is the first benefits which we get from our model. And secondly, in our model there is a place where we have safety zone, so therefore, and by this we think that there will be reducing the crime. And lastly, we can tell that it helps to improve the safety by illuminating area where the people and vehicles are present.
So by this we came to the end of our presentation, and at last I would like to say that science helps us to look at the world in a new light and help to understand things with all our 5 senses, whether we are collecting sample out in the nature or doing research in the lab. Science help us to innovate, help us to think creative, and also science give us the why and propose question which give answer to many questions. It is not a subject, but it is everything. So with building models, we students can also also get the solution of many problems, and we also motivate others to do this kind of thing, this kind of science activity, so it will help them. And science always give us motivation to create and to serve the country. Thank you, and we hope that you like our model, and it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you both for presenting such an informative and attractive model. Now I would like to call Murchana and Pooja for their model demonstration.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Pooja Chetri,
And myself, Murchana Moran.
and we are from 11 Science. And today, on the occasion of National Science Day, we are here to present a model. So let's start.
National Science Day is to raise awareness of the importance of science and its applications. It is celebrated every 28th February since 1986 in the honor of C.V. Raman to encourage the youth to engage in scientific activities and consider careers in science and technology. Main objective of science are to understand the functional role of nature and explain it in a complete form, to provide knowledge of the laws of nature after verifying them by experiments, and to control nature by the applications of results of the experiments performed through the keen observation.
जैसे कि हमें पता है कि इस साल का थीम फॉर नेशनल साइंस डे है इंडिजिनियस टेक्नोलॉजीज़ फॉर विकसित भारत, और इसके तहत हम एक मॉडल प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं जिससे हम ये कहना चाहते हैं कि हम पानी कैसे सेव कर सकते हैं और उसका जो ओवरफ्लो थ्रू टैंक होता है उसको हम कैसे सेव कर सकते हैं.
Overflow through tank is a major problem faced by people these days. So we've come up with a model through which we'd like to explain how we can stop the water wastage.
We have put on some sensors in the water tank in order to detect the water levels in them. Sensors can be used to monitor and control different aspects of a process, including flow rate, temperature and pressure, and many more. This sensor senses the water level in the tank and notify the owner.
पानी के ओवरफ्लो की वजह से हम लोग को बहुत सारी समस्याएं हो सकती है, जैसे कि हम लोग के घर के वाल्स कमज़ोर पड़ सकते हैं और पानी के बहाव की वजह से वो हम लोग के आंगन में, हम लोग के बगीचाओं में पहुंच सकते हैं, जहां पानी जमा होकर हम लोग को परेशानी दे सकते हैं. Now moving towards the working principle of the model. So we put on some sensors in the water tank at different levels, which are connected to different LED lights. So different color of lights glow when the water level rises accordingly. At the initial stage, when the water touches the first sensor, a green light is glown, which indicates that the water is been filled in the tank. And when the tank is half filled, a blue light glows, which indicates that the tank is half filled. And at the final stage, when the water rises to the full of the tank, a red light glows, which gives a message to the owner of the house that the tank is full and the water supply must be stopped to prevent the overflow of the water.
हमने इन टैंकों में एक सेंसर्स लगाए रखे हैं जिसका फ्रंट सरफेस जब वाटर प्रेशर के साथ टच में आता है तो वो वाटर लेवल हाइट में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. सो एज सुन एज द वाटर लेवल इंक्रीजेस द ग्रीन एलईडी लाइट जलता है, तो उससे हमें ये पता चलता है कि टंकी में पानी भरने लग गया है. और धीरे से जब टंकी में आधा पानी भर जाता है तब ये एक ब्लू एलईडी लाइट जलता है, तब हमें ये नोटिफाई करता है कि टंकी आधा भर गया है. और जब ये फाइनल स्टेज में पहुंच जाता है तो एक रेड एलईडी लाइट जलता है जिससे हमें यूज़र को नोटिफाई करता है कि पानी टंकी में भर्ती हो चुका है और वो पानी का सप्लाई ऑफ कर सकते हैं. सो नाउ वी मूव टुवर्ड्स द फिजिकल प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ आवर मॉडल. As we can see, after the water is filled up in the tank, a green light glows, and as soon as the tank is half filled, a blue LED light is glown. And at last, when the tank is fully filled, a red LED light is turned on, and this notifies the user to turn off the water supply and saves a lot of water. So now we also have a rainwater detector which helps us to detect rainwater. As we all know, drip irrigation system is broadly casted throughout the states in our country for agriculture purpose. So whenever it rains, the pipes used to supply water for drip irrigation system must be stopped in order to prevent the excess loss of water. The industrial workers are also notified as a light is lit up inside the building as soon as the rainwater is detected, so that they can turn off the supply of water for the drip irrigation system. And also this can be used in houses so that they can detect the rainwater, and they can take off the clothes put out for drying in the sun.
Now we are moving towards the mechanism of our rainwater detector. It is quite similar to the water tank. So we put on some sensors at the base of the tank that we are using. Now, when the water fills the tank, the rainwater detector senses that it's raining, and it notifies through a LED light to the owner of the house and to the industrial workers that the rain is pouring, and the water supply through the irrigation system must be stopped, or the clothes that are dried up in the sun must be taken off. Sorry for the interruption. Due to some technical errors, our model is not working. But as we have told the mechanism of the model, when the water senses to the sensor, the LED bulbs may glow, or you can also put on some buzzers, sensory buzzers, that may also notify you about the message. So we'd like to conclude our model presentation by a slogan: save life, save water, save life.
Jal bachao, jeevan bachao. Thank you.
Thank you, Murchana and Pooja. Now Pidishika and Bijita will be demonstrating their model on automatic speed breaker.
Good evening to all, respected principal sir, teachers, and my all dear schoolmates. Today on this occasion of National Science Day, myself Pritisika Moran
and myself Bijita Kumari,
we are here to demonstrate a model, and the name of our model is Automatic Speed Breaker.
So at first we are going to introduce the purpose of our model. As road accidents are a global problem resulting in millions of deaths and injuries every year, and accident rates are increasing day by day because of their carelessness.
For the prevention of these accidents, speed breakers are being placed. These are often used to discourage speeding in residential areas or near hospitals where pedestrians and other vulnerable road users may be present.
But sometimes it can be disturbing for the drivers. They force their vehicles to move at lower pace. It can create problems for emergency vehicles and large trucks and buses, etc.
So this model is being demonstrated to show the advantages of the automatic speed breaker.
These smart speed breakers are the traffic calming devices where overspeeding vehicles will be aware of speed breaker, as the lights on speed breaker will automatically flash, and the driver will be aware of speed breaker and slow down the vehicle. So we are going to present our model, how it works. As if a car is approaching near the vehicle, the sensor placed near the before the speed breaker will flash on its light, which is placed on each side of the speed breaker, and the driver in the car can easily detect that there is a speed breaker. And the objective of this model is the automatic speed breaker act as a deterrent to speed vehicles, which serves the purpose of its design. Perhaps more important, its effectiveness as a traffic calming device is independent of its driver.
The mechanism of smart speed breaker is an innovative approach to addressing the problems of speeding on roads.
If speed of an ongoing vehicle is within the permissible limit, the smart speed breaker flashes light on the road.
The system consists of lights on the speed breakers and helps the driver to detect the speed breaker and reduce the speed in front of hospitals and other residential areas. By using this technique, smart speed breaker system can effectively regulate and monitor the vehicle speed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tinsukia and Vijita, for their automatic brake systems. I think this system should be used in actual life so that the chance of accidents should be reduced. Now I would like to call Nikumani and Shivangi for their model demonstration.
So start. Good evening, everyone. Myself Shivangi Moran.
And myself Nikumani Lahon of class 11 science.
We are standing over here on the occasion of National Science Day 2024 to tell you about a science model.
And this science model is made by class 10 and 12 students.
So the model's name is Customer Alarm. This is a model for like restaurants or cafes for making it beneficial for both the customers and the service management of it. So what happens is that when a customer will lift the menu, the light corresponding to the table number will turn on. And it will indicate the management that there is a customer at the table. So as many times when we go to any restaurants or cafes, we have to shout for the waiter or even have to wait for them for a long time, and that is very frustrating for many people. So, and there are many people who are nervous to call waiters. So to prevent this kind of situation, this model is made. Now, how does it work? Actually, this table has a magnetic sensor and the menu has a magnet. When the magnet is at the contact of the sensor, the light doesn't turn on. And when the magnet is away from the sensor, the light turns on. So now, as we know that the project works on magnetic sensors, my friend will tell you about more.
So, what is sensor? Sensor is a device that detects change in the environment and responds to same output on the other system. Now, what is magnetic sensor? Magnetic sensor is a sensor which detects the magnetism and convert it into electrical signals. मैग्नेट और सेंसर अलग अलग कॉम्बिनेशन में आते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन द वेरिएशन ऑफ शेप साइज एंड मैग्नेटाइजेशन मेथड डिपेंडिंग ऑन द functions needed. So some of the type of magnetic sensors are reed switch, Hall effect sensors, and magnetic resistive magnetic sensor, magnetic proximity sensors.
So let me tell you that in this model, there is a unipolar Hall effect sensor used. So it turns on by a positive pole of a magnet. Now let me explain it by an example. So if we have a thin conductive plate and we set current to flow through it, the charge will flow in a straight line from one side of the plate to the other side of the plate. And when we bring a magnetic field near the plate, it will disturb the straight flow of the charges, which is due to the force called Lorentz force. In such case, the electron will deflect from one side to the other, and the positive charge will deflect to the other side of the plate. Now, this outputs voltage. So this effect of getting measurable voltage is known as Hall effect. Now, in this model, when the magnet is in the contact of the sensor will raise a Hall effect, which will resist the charges to flow from the circuit. So when the magnet is away from the sensor, it will light the bulb. So now I want to tell you about the advantages of this type of sensors. They have the ability to detect parts of magnetic. They have the ability to detect magnetic parts through plastics, walls, and even non-magnetic materials. They are of low cost and they come in small sizes. Now, my friend will tell you about the limitations.
So, the limitations are, it has a limitation while using sensors with ferrous materials. It can't be used in high temperature environment. It has a limited detection range. It means they can measure a small distance from few millimeters to centimeters.
At the last, I would like to tell you about applications of magnetic sensors. They are used in automobiles and automotives. They are used in industrial automations. They are used in security systems. They are used in home appliances. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shivangi and Nikomani, for demonstrating such an interesting model. Thank you.
After so many presentation, now it's time for a song. So I would like to call Richie and her group for a group song.
Sweet romance is not for me. I need electricity. If you wanna make me flip, hit me with a microchip. I'll be a diode, cathode, electron, overload, generator, oscillator. Make a circuit with me. Just plug in and go, go, go. I'll be your human dynamo. Signals in my power card. Impulse on my circuit board. I'm a diode, cathode, electron, overload, generator, oscillator. Make a circuit with me. I'm an AC/DC man. Read my circuit diagram. I read on electric doors. I need 50,000 volts. I'll be a diode, cathode, electrode, overload, generator, oscillator. Make a circuit with me. Sweet romance is not for me. I need electricity. If you wanna make me flip, hit me with a microchip. I'll be a diode, cathode, electrode, overload, generator, oscillator. Make a circuit with me. I'm an AC/DC man. Read my circuit diagram. I feed on electric doors. I need 50,000 volts. I'll be a diode, cathode, electrode, overload, generator, oscillator. Diode, cathode, electrode, overload, generator, oscillator. Diode, cathode, electrode, overload, generator, oscillator. Make a circuit with me.
Our group for a beautiful song.
Our next program will be hosted by PGT Chemistry Kiran Sharma sir, who will be demonstrating some interesting science activities. Kiran Sharma sir.
energy or heat? Only these two questions. So today I try to give you the answer of these two questions. So our activity number, that is a reaction between sodium metal and hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. You know, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. It vigorously reacts with sodium metal and liberates hydrogen gas. So, children, you see, today I am going to give you activity, but what is the chemistry behind it? What is the chemistry behind it? What is the chemistry behind it? It is up to you. You have to explain me in next 2 days what is the reaction and what is the chemistry behind this activity. Let us do our first activity without wasting our time. This is metallic sodium. Metallic sodium is generally kept in kerosene because it is highly reactive metal. It is a very dangerous chemical. See, concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कि ये बहुत डेंजरस है. हाँ, ज़रूर डेंजरस है, लेकिन हमको इतना भी नहीं डरना चाहिए कि हम रिएक्शन ही ना करें. हम इसके प्रिकॉशन के साथ रिएक्शन करना चाहिए. लेकिन बच्चा मुझे हमेशा पूछते हैं कि आपको डर नहीं लगता है. डर सबको लगता है एसिड से, लेकिन बात यह है अगर मैं खुद बहुत ज़्यादा डरूँ तो बच्चे और ज़्यादा डर जाएंगे. इसलिए हमको रिएक्शन करना है, जो भी रिएक्शन है, लेकिन उसमें सावधानी बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो दिस इज ए मॉडर्न पिस्टल. आई एम पुटिंग देयर concentrated hydrochloric acid, little amount of concentrated sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid. It is a dangerous acid. Now I'll keep it away. I request my two partners, please keep away yourself, because a huge amount of energy will be liberated here. I'm going to place there a small piece of metallic sodium. This is metallic sodium. It is a soft metal which we can easily cut with the help of knife. The shiny surface of sodium metal. It is kept in kerosene, but it is a very old stock, hence it is already rusted. It is corroded and forming some compound of sodium. Let's see. I will not put a big piece. I will put here a very small piece of metallic sodium. For children, you see this sodium metal we should not touch by hand, but it is me, I can do it. Let us do this activity. Please be away. Let's see. This gas is hydrogen gas. This gas is hydrogen gas. You see, hydrogen gas is burns with a pop sound. I hope you enjoy it. Similar reaction. This is potassium permanganate versus glycerin. Potassium permanganate, chemical formula KMnO4. I'm taking here little amount of potassium permanganate. इसको पकड़ो. Now I will grind it. Grinding is required because activation energy decrease. In a small particle, it will react quickly. So grinding is necessary. It is in the powder form, almost in the powder form. ये आपको एक एक्जोथर्मिक रिएक्शन होने वाला है. बट चिल्ड्रेन, आपको जो केमिस्ट्री है इसका बिहाइंड का केमिस्ट्री आपको बताना है 2 दिन में. क्या रिएक्शन हुआ, क्यों रिएक्शन हुआ, दैट यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन. It's a very old stock glycerin. Okay, please keep away. अब आपको मैं तीसरा एक्टिविटी दिखाने वाला हूँ. ये भी पोटेशियम परमैंगनेट एक कंपोनेंट है. दूसरा शुगर, जो हम लोग चाय के साथ पीते हैं, ये दोनों का एक रिएक्शन कराने वाला शुगर है. ये और भी मज़ेदार रिएक्शन होने वाला है. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ भी आग लगने वाला है. सर्टेन क्वांटिटी ऑफ शुगर, कॉमन शुगर. हम तो मेस से लाया, खरीद के भी नहीं लाया, मेस का ही चीनी है ये. इसमें हम डाल रहे हैं ये पोटेशियम परमैंगनेट. लगता है जो आग थोड़ा ज़्यादा लगाना है तो हम थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही डाल रहे हैं इसको. इसको कुछ नहीं करना है, ग्राइंड करना है. राम सर थोड़ा केवल फुल लाना, केवल फुल लाना. ज़्यादा हो गया, चलेगा तो कुछ चलेगा, लेकिन रिएक्शन थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है क्योंकि क्वांटिटी बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. ऐसा नहीं, कभी कभी हमारा एक्सपेरिमेंट फेल भी हो सकता है. तो अभी हमने हालांकि इसके पहले एक्सपेरिमेंट करके आए थे इसको, हमारे 2 साथी भी इसके एविडेंस थे. लेकिन अभी लगता है ये हमारा एक्सपेरिमेंट सक्सेस नहीं होगा. इसका रीज़न एक ही है, जो प्रपोर्शन है उसका वजह से है. हम इसको दोबारा करेंगे. पहले क्या दिया था? पहले क्या दिया था? अच्छा हो गया था ना? उसी में से एक ये है। चलो हम इसका सॉरी, we are not getting success in the. I will show one more activity later. ये भी ये रिएक्शन जलाएंगे और कागज बड़ा वाला पेज। ये रिएक्शन हम लोग जलाएंगे ना तो पोटेशियम नाइट्रेट इटसेल्फ ना ही शुगर कॉमनली जलता है, लेकिन दोनों को अगर ग्राइंडिंग करके जलाएं तो बहुत अच्छा जलता है। हम इसी को आपको दिखाने जा रहे हैं। पहले हम शुगर को ग्राइंड कर लेते हैं, फिर पोटेशियम नाइट्रेट KNO3, आना कट्टू आना, अब एटी आना कागज तो आना। ये दिस मिक्सचर ऑफ KNO3 एंड शुगर पाउडर। इसका भी फिर से आग लगाना। ट्रैफिक लाइट। आई रिक्वेस्ट सचिन टू जॉइन विथ मी। सचिन आइए। सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोल्यूशन। सचिन सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोल्यूशन को मेजरिंग सिलेंडर में डालते हुए, ये डाइल्यूट सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोल्यूशन है और इसमें क्या डालना? हाँ, अभी हम उसको अभी हम इसमें ये जो ग्राइंडेड शुगर है, शुगर उसमें डालेंगे सोल्यूशन बना के। सोल्यूशन बनाना है ना, इतना पानी क्या करें? इसमें शुगर डालना है। ये पाउडर शुगर है, कॉमन शुगर। इसका हम इसमें डालेंगे जिसमें पहले से सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोल्यूशन डाला हुआ था। हम जो बनाने जा रहे हैं इसका नाम है ट्रैफिक लाइट। सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड सोल्यूशन में शुगर डाला हमने, पाउडर शुगर, और उसमें और पानी डालना है। अब इसमें हम डालेंगे पोटेशियम परमंगनेट सोल्यूशन जो पहले से बनाया हुआ है, पोटेशियम परमंगनेट सोल्यूशन। अभी आपको एक कलर दिखाई दे रहा है इसमें। अब बताइए, ये सचिन बताइए क्या कलर आ रहा है इसमें? इसको क्या चेक करना है?
सर अभी ये ग्रीन कलर दिखाएगा, उसके बाद कुछ देर बाद ये लाइट येलो हो जाएगा और उसके थोड़ा देर बाद रेड हो जाएगा। तो अभी ग्रीन होने चला है, उसके बाद थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा।
इसको थोड़ा मिक्स कर देते हैं कर सकते हैं ना सचिन?
हाँ सर।
अब इसमें
हाँ।
पानी है ना,
अभी नीचे से येलो होने
थोड़ा मिक्स हो जाए।
रख दिया।
ये थोड़ा टाइम लगता है रिएक्शन कंप्लीट होने के लिए। इसमें हम इसको रख देंगे और कलर जैसे ही चेंज होगा आप लोग इसको देख सकेंगे।
येलो इस दिख रहा है, येलो येलो
देखिए
नीचे से येलो हो रहा है, फिर लाहे से पूरा येलो होके तब रेड होगा।
इसमें रह गया तुम्हारा।
सर हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा।
शुगर वहाँ रह गया तुम्हारा रिएक्शन की तरह। हम इसको रखते हैं, हम फिर दूसरा एक्टिविटी की ओर बढ़ते हैं। लास्ट तक ये चेंज हो जाएगा, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, 10 से 12 मिनट लगता है पूरा चेंजेस होने के लिए। हम उसके पहले टाइम को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम अगला एक्टिविटी शुरू करेंगे। और अगला एक्टिविटी है दैट इज एसिड बेस रिएक्शन बाय यूजिंग एन इंडिकेटर। थैंक यू सचिन। So this reaction is a acid-base reaction by using a phenolphthalein indicator. So I will take this apparatus, measuring cylinder. In this measuring cylinder, I'll take here. This is a solution of sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution, it is a clear solution. Now I will put here few drops of indicator, phenolphthalein indicator. रामसन का थोड़ा एसिड, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड लेके आइए। ये आपका देखिए, ये सॉल्यूशन पिंक है सचिन? हाँ यस, ये पिंक है, पिंक हो गया बिकॉज सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड इज ए बेसिक सॉल्यूशन, इट गिव्स ए पिंक कलर with phenolphthalein. Now I'm going to add here, this is again dangerous hydrochloric acid, few ml. As it is a concentrated, I'm adding here. बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग था एसिड हमारा, हो जाए। आपका सॉल्यूशन ये बिल्कुल क्लियर हो गया। ये इसके पीछे का साइंस मैं बता रहा हूँ। सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड गिव्स कलर इन बेसिक मीडियम. When I added here hydrochloric acid, there is acid base reaction. All sodium hydroxide is consumed. Now this is acidic medium, and in acidic medium phenolphthalein not evaporate any color. So this indicator is in battery. I am going to demonstrate here. That is a KMnO4 solution. I found it in sodium H2O2 hydrogen peroxide. So you may not enjoy that much, but in coming days I will show you this activity using hydrogen peroxide. आपसे हो रहा है क्या इसको खोलने के लिए? Sir, please help us. ये मेडिकल यूज हाइड्रोजन पेरोक्साइड है. Actually, laboratory use is 35%. This is 3% medical use. So the reaction is not that much vigorous. But by using 35%, one day I will show this activity. But you see now what will happen here. A vigorous reaction is going on. All these, almost all reactions are based on oxidizing property of KMNO4 in the acidic medium as well as in the neutral medium and basic medium. By using 35% H2O2, really it will be a very nice activity. Next day or next time, definitely I will show that activity also. So children, I'm going to demonstrate your last activity. I hope you will enjoy that activity. Apparatus, and in which I'm taking here copper turnings. Metallic copper. Now I'm going to add here concentrated nitric acid. Funnel. A vigorous reaction going on. It is a bit dangerous because nitric acid it is concentrated nitric acid, so it is dangerous for me also. You see how nicely the gas is coming out. Thank you. I hope all of you have enjoyed this activity, chemistry activity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chemistry Sir, for demonstrating such wonderful experiments. Now, we move towards our next phase of program about Indian scientists and recent discovery in science and technology. Sachin.
I would like to call Dharitri Sikha and Nabanita to share their presentation of physics.
Good evening to all. I am Naminta Nayak.
And I am the Literacy Committee of 11th Science.
Today we are here on the occasion of National Science Day to represent about some famous Indian physicists who have a great contribution in the field of science. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं.
The early 20th century is considered a time when the foundation of modern physics was established around the world. Despite being a colonized nation, Indian physicists were not far behind in contributing to this revolutionary change in physics. The pioneers of modern physics in India were C.V. Raman, J.C. Bose, Satyendranath Bose, etc., who inspired the next generations to take a leap forward in research and development, thereby playing an important role in the growth of scientific temper in India.
India's achievements in physics. India's contribution in physics had been remarkable, either from the pioneers like Sir C.V. Raman, J.C. Bose, Satyendranath Bose, etc. just after independence. The next phase of physicists were Prahalad Chunilal Bedya and Amal Kumar Rai Chaudhary, both involved in the study of general relativity. Now a detailed account of Indian physicists and the contemporary development in the subject is being followed.
Heading towards our first physicist, Sir C.V. Raman. Sir C.V. Raman is known for his work on the scattering of monochromatic light through a transparent medium known as the Raman effect. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930 for this work. He was the first Asian to get this recognition. The Raman effect provides information on molecular vibration and rotational energy, which are the basis of its numerous applications. The day on which the Raman effect was discovered, February 28, 1928, is known as National Science Day in India.
Now let's move towards our next Indian physicist, Jagdish Chandra Bose. ये है हमारे भारत के एक महान वैज्ञानिक जो एक फिजिशियन थे. इन्होंने क्रेस्कोग्राफ और कई सारे बोस इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स का आविष्कार किए थे. क्रेस्कोग्राफ इज़ अ डिवाइस विच कैन रिकॉर्ड इवन द मिलियंथ पार्ट ऑफ अ millimeter of plant grain growth and movement. He demonstrated that plants also have circulatory system using the graph produced by crescograph. Electric wave refraction indicator बनाने वाले पहले व्यक्ति थे. Or besides the crescograph and other Bose instrument, his wireless radio invention also preceded those of Italian electrical engineers.
And then I would like to introduce another great physicist to you all, Satyendranath Bose. Satyendranath Bose is popular for his work on quantum mechanics, Bose-Einstein statistics, and Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose received the Padma Vibhushan in 1954. Bose-Einstein statistics. By treating radiation as a gas of photons and using new statistical techniques for counting photon states, Bose provided a new derivation of Planck's law and presented it in an article to Einstein.
Next famous physicist is Meghnad Saha. He gave Saha's equation, the thermal ionization equation, which links an element ionization state to temperature and pressure. It is his most well-known contribution in astrophysics. The spectral classification of star was explained by his theory. The Griffith Prize of Calcutta University was awarded to him for his thesis, Origin of Light in Stellar Spectra. इन्होंने एक ऐसी डिवाइस का निर्माण किया जो सोलर रेज का वज़न और दबाव को मापने के लिए प्रयोग किया जाता है.
The next great physicist is the Nobel Prize winner, Subramanian Chandrasekhar. He was an Indian-born astrophysicist who worked on the theory of colliding gravitational waves and stellar evolution. His research on stellar evolution yielded a number of current theoretical models of the life cycles of massive stars and black holes. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1983 for his contribution. In his honor, NASA's premier X-ray observatory, Chandra X-ray Observatory, was named after him.
Now moving to our Veena Bapu sir.
He is an Indian astronomer who laid the foundation of modern astronomy and telescope facilities in India, including the Veina Bapu Observatory. Veina Bapu इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनियन के प्रेसिडेंट थे. विल्सन बापू इफेक्ट की डिस्कवरी के लिए वे जाने जाते हैं.
Moving towards the next physicist, Sir G.N. Ramachandran. G.N. Ramachandran made a number of significant contributions to molecular biophysics, particularly in the field of protein structure research. The Ramachandran plot is a common way for textbook to describe protein structures. He created a three-dimensional picture of organic material and named it computerized axial tomography, or CAT.
Now, a few lines about E.C. George Sudarshan. He was the first to develop the quantum representation of coherent light. Globers, after denying it, first used it to develop P representation or Glober-Sudarshan representation. Sudarshan was the first to suggest the existence of the hypothetical particle that move faster than the speed of light. To study the theory of open quantum system, he created a fundamental formation known as dynamic map. Despite 9 nominations, he never received the Nobel Prize.
Again, heading towards the next famous physicist, J.V. Narlikar. Sir J.V. Narlikar is an Indian astronomer who has contributed to various aspects of astrophysics. The Hoyle-Narlikar theory is the theory of gravity proposed by Fred Hoyle and Jan Narlikar that originally fits into the quasi-steady state model of the universe. Unlike the standard cosmological model, the quasi-steady state hypothesis implies the universe is eternal. In order to maintain the mass density constant as the universe expands, the negative energy would also prevent violations of conservation mass. The metallic dust made from supernova which radiates the energy of stars would be source of low temperature cosmic background radiation rather than the Big Bang theory.
Now the last but not the least, Ashok Sen sir. He is one of the best string theorists working today. His recent contribution includes the attractor mechanism, the accurate counting of black hole microscales, and the advancement in superstring perturbation theory and the string field theory. This concludes the external black hole entropy function formation and its application of attractors.
Now, some contemporary developments in the field of physics in India. Sandesh Chakrabarty was the first scientist to suggest that gamma ray bursts are the burst cry of black holes. Indian physicist Rohini Godwal is a member of International Detector Advisory Group IDSG for the International Linear Collider at the CERN Laboratory. Various Indian research institutes and scientists are involved in research on string theory. Ashoka Sen is one of them. India in International Thermonuclear Experiment Reactor. India is one of the 35 nations to work on the ambitious energy project called ITER, which is the world's largest tokamak, a magnetic nuclear fusion device.
And with this, we will like to end our presentation. Thank you. Hope you like it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nabanita and Dhartri. Now, Anudhriti and Yana will be describing their presentation on chemistry.
Good evening to all, respected principal sir, all the teachers and my dear schoolmates.
As we all know, 28th February, that is today, is celebrated as National Science Day across the country.
It is celebrated each year to mark the discovery of Raman effect by an Indian physicist, Sir C.V. Raman on 1928. So, myself Anudhriti Das.
And me, Anadas from 11 Science. So today we are going to aware you all some Indian chemists and their contribution to highlight the special aspects to develop the scientific endeavors and its social implications.
Each year, National Science Day is
observed in order to develop scientific temperaments among the fellows of the country. So now let's have a look and know about Prafulla Chandra Roy. Sonu. National Science. Prafulla Chandra Roy was a chemist and industrialist who founded Bengal Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals, which is also considered as India's first pharmaceutical company. He is also regarded as father of chemical science and established the first school for research in chemistry. In 1895, he reported the first synthesis of unknown mercurous nitrate, and in 1914 he initiated work on thio compounds like thiols and thioesters and many other related species and explained their bonding with metals. Besides this, he wrote many books like A History of Indian Chemistry from earliest time to the middle of 16th century, and along with his own autobiography, Life and Experience of a Bengal Chemist.
The second in the list is Chintamani Nagesa Ramchandra Rao. Professor C.N. Rao is a well-known expert in structural and solid-state chemistry. He has contributed significantly to chemical spectroscopy, molecular structure, surface chemistry, and high-temperature superconductivity. His early research focused on the applications of spectroscopy to study molecular structure. The research paved the way for the creation of comprehensive models for the explanations of the numerous metal oxides and sulfides. He is a man of perpetuity and discovered many things and rewards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Bharatna, and also the winner of the first Indian Science Award 2006.
So now let's move towards Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar. Born in 1894, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar played a very significant part in development of post-independent and S&T infrastructure and the formulation of S&T policies. He is regarded as the founder of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. He did considerable work in applied and industrial chemistry. He was best known for making wax odorless and discovered how to make wax and how to make kerosene flames larger, thus helping multitudes of Indian households. He was honored by Padma Bhushan, and British government awarded him with the Order of British Empire in 1936. For his significant contribution for both applied and pure chemistry, the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar for Science and Technology was initiated in his honor by CSIR for his notable research and outstanding works in various fields of science.
Heading towards another chemist, Dr. Raghunath Anand Mashelkar. Dr. Raghunath Anand Mashelkar is one of the India's most eminent scientists, known for his contribution to India's National Chemical Laboratory and CSIR. He was a pioneering researcher in polymer science and engineering that discovered in science research journals. He was best known crusade against the US patent on turmeric, neem, and basmati rice. He fought a legal battle to revoke the patent, and his victory was so significant that he earned him the title of the Warrior of Haldighati. He won many rewards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan, and became the first Indian to be elected as a fellow. From this, we can conclude that their work is very essential to build a brighter future for all of us. We are thankful for their contribution and innovations for our country.
And with this, we would like to express our gratitude to all those aspiring scientists, innovators, and researchers on this event of National Science Day. Thank you, and thank you all.
Thank you, Yana and Anudhriti, for sharing such a valuable information about the Indian scientists and recent discoveries. After chemistry and physics, now it's time for biology. For presentation of biology, I want to call Vivek, Nivas, and Shekhar to present their demonstration.
A warm good evening to respected principal sir, respected teachers, my dear brothers and sisters, and my classmates. Today, as we gather here to celebrate National Science Day, we feel honored to show a presentation based on the recent discoveries of biology. Myself, Nivas Sunwal, of Class 11 Science, standing in front of you to share some information on the topic artificial womb. The main aim of artificial womb is to save more premature babies. Now, what is what do we mean by premature babies? The babies born after 6 months or less are considered extremely premature with a high risk of death or disabilities. And in order to save those premature babies, the idea of artificial womb was discovered. Now, you all may think that what is an artificial womb? An artificial womb is an experimental medical device intended to provide a womb-like environment for extremely premature infants. And a womb is where a fetus develops and grows, also known as the uterus. On the screen, you can see a rough diagram of the functioning of artificial womb. Now, the question is, what are the benefits of artificial womb? Instead of undergoing intensive care, premature babies could be returned to an artificial womb designed to mimic a normal continuation of gestation as closely as possible. This might also save the lives of babies who would currently be too premature to survive, essentially lowering the gestational age of viability. This is a diagram of how the artificial womb works. The premature lamb lives in a container that allows it to absorb amniotic fluid as in normal development. You can see the heart on the screen. The heart pumps the blood which flows through the umbilical cord to an oxygenator and back. Although this device has not been tested in humans, but similar ones have been used in a handful cases in successful development of animals. We all know that everything has its positive and negative impact. So, the pros of artificial womb are: number one, medical advancements. Artificial wombs could revolutionize reproductive medicine by providing a way for premature infants to continue developing outside the mother's body. This could significantly decrease mortality and long-term health issues associated with premature birth. Number two, reduced pregnancy risks. Artificial wombs could mitigate risks associated with pregnancy for both the mother and the fetus, such as preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, or placental issues. Number three, equality in reproduction. Artificial wombs could offer alternative reproductive options, enabling individuals or couples who are unable to conceive naturally to have biological children. Another point on plus side is the advancement of clearer understanding of fetal physiology and development. Now, heading towards the cons. Number one, ethical concerns. The technology raises complex ethical questions regarding the beginning of life, parental rights, and the potential for exploitation or misuse. Number two, social implications. Artificial wombs could alter traditional family structures and societal norms surrounding reproduction, raising questions about the role of mothers and the nature of childbirth. Number three, health risks. While artificial wombs may reduce some risks associated with pregnancy, they could introduce new health concerns for both the fetus and the developing child, such as developmental abnormalities or psychological effects. Number four, cost and accessibility. Initially, artificial wombs may be prohibitively expensive and inaccessible to many individuals, widening existing disparities in healthcare access. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Vivek for his presentation. Thank you. Mic low.
Good evening to everyone. Myself Vivek, standing in front of you to share some information about plankton. Plankton, which is not a newly discovered organism, the evolution that happened recently on this organism is new. All of us know that evolution is a very important part to survive in the environment. We humans had also evolved as the conditions for living changes. So basically the question is, what is plankton? The plankton are of two types, aerial plankton and marine plankton. So today our topic is about the marine plankton. Plankton are the diverse collection of organisms found in water that are unable to propel themselves against a current. The individual organisms constituting plankton are called planktons. In the ocean, they provide a crucial source of food to many small and large aquatic organisms such as bivalves, fish, and baleen whales. Marine plankton include bacteria, archaea, algae, protozoa, microscopic fungi, and drifting or floating animals that inhabit the salt water of oceans and the brackish waters of estuaries. Freshwater plankton are similar to marine plankton, but they are found in lakes and rivers. Mostly plankton just drift where currents take them. To some, like jellyfish, swim slowly but not as fast as enough to generally gain control from the influence of current. So what's newly found in plankton? As I already told, we have to evolve to survive in this world. Marine plankton that has lived deep under the water has sent its abilities to form oxygen and energy. As we all know, we need light for photosynthesis. But there are some organisms that do photosynthesis in dark marine plankton. Had also changed its abilities of photosynthesis. Plankton, they supercharge their photosynthetic abilities by repurposing one of their membrane and underground microbes that learn to make oxygen in total darkness. So the question is, where was it found? In groundwater reservoirs 200 meters below the fossil fuels of Alberta, Canada, they discovered abundant microbes that produce unexpectedly large amount of oxygen even in the absence of light. The microbes generate and release so much of what the researchers call dark oxygen. The quantity of the gas diffusing out of the cell is so great that it seems to create conditions favorable for oxygen-dependent life in the surrounding groundwater and strata. So you can see in the screen that this is the plankton that was found in Canada first. After knowing all this about plankton, you must be thinking that how plankton is helpful in our environment. In the deep sea, where there is no sunlight, the aquatic plant can be grown neither they can do photosynthesis, so there will be very less amount of oxygen present, which can cause difficulties for sea organisms to survive. In that situation, these planktons can perform a vital role in the formation of oxygen, as they can release oxygen without the need of light. So the question is, why plankton had to evolve? The reason this plankton had to evolve the capability for formation of oxygen is because of the lack of sunlight in the deep water. The researchers are still finding out how they had learned these abilities and which pigment of the membrane helps in formation of oxygen. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation and call Shekhar for his another presentation.
Thank you, Vivek, and good evening to everyone. Myself, Shekhar. I am here to show you a presentation on the research led by the Stour Institution for Medical Research. The research has found that lamprey's brain development is remarkably similar to that of a human brain. Now, what is a lamprey? Lampreys are marine animals that are found in deep water. They are jawless organisms. Genetic evidence suggests that lampreys are more closely related to hagfish, the only other living group of jawless fish, than they are to jawed vertebrates, forming the superclass Cyclostomi. Here is a picture of a lamprey and the similarity between lamprey and human brain. The hindbrain of both sea lamprey and human being are built using an extraordinarily simple molecular and genetic toolkit. According to new research led by the Stour Institute of Medical Research, we found that not only the same genes but also the same Q is involved in sea lamprey's hindbrain development. This Q is called retinoic acid, also known as vitamin A. This is a diagram of a lamprey's brain in comparison with a human brain. Now, from this research, we can say that hindbrain formation is a concept for all the vertebrates. That means some of the mechanisms or factors are responsible for incredible diversity among the vertebrates. This study on hindbrain is essentially a window into the distant past and serves as a model of understanding and evolution of complexity. The future research on sea lamprey's brain will help us better understand the origin of certain regulatory aspects of hindbrain network and retinoic acid. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek, Nivas, and Shekhar. India is the sixth largest player in the space industry globally. Our next topic is about the same, for which I would like to call upon Nupur and Preeti for their presentation on space program of India.
Good evening to everyone present over here, respected principal sir, teachers and my schoolmates. Today on this auspicious day of National Science Day, I, Preeti Suri, along with my partner Nupur Kulli, is going to say about few recent space missions of India. So first we begin with Chandrayaan-3. Chandrayaan-3 is a follow-on mission to Chandrayaan-2 to demonstrate end-to-end capability in safe landing and roving on the lunar surface. It was launched on 14 July 2023 from Satish Dhawan Space Center, and it was successfully landed on the moon surface on August 23, 2023. It makes India the fourth country to successfully land on the moon. The objective of this mission were to land safely and softly on the surface of the moon, observing and demonstrating the rovering capability of the moon, to measure the temperature of the moon's topsoil at various depths. After this, the next mission that was successfully launched was the Aditya L1. The Aditya L1 spacecraft blasted off from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota on September 2, 2023 at 2:20 am. It is the first Indian mission dedicated to observe the sun. Its mission objectives were to observe the dynamics of the sun's chromosphere and corona, to study chromospheric and coronal heating, the physics of partially ionized plasma, of coronal mass ejections, and their origins of the coronal magnetic field and heat transfer mechanisms and flare exchanges, to observe the physical particle arrangement around its position, to determine the sequence of processes in multiple layers below the corona that led to solar eruptions, to study space weather, and the origin, compositions and dynamics of solar wind around the Earth. Aditya L1, following a flight duration of 63 minutes and 20 seconds, achieved a successful injection into an elliptical orbit around the Earth at 12:54 IST. This is the mission profile, and it was scheduled to undergo a series of 4 earthbound orbital maneuvers prior to its injection to a transfer orbit towards the Lagrange point. It reached its designated orbit at the L1 point 126 days after its launch on 6 January 2024 at 4:17 IST, which was about 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. After this, the X-ray polarimeter satellite. The X-ray polarimeter satellite is an Indian space research organization manufactured space observatory to study polarization of cosmic X-rays. It was launched on 1 January 2024 on a PSLV rocket, and it has an expected operation lifespan of at least 5 years. It is aiming to investigate the polarization of intense X-ray source. The mission objectives. The spacecraft will carry 2 scientific payloads in a low Earth orbit. One is POLIX and the other one is XPECT. POLIX, polarimeter instrument in X-rays, will measure the polarimetry parameters in medium X-ray energy range of 8 to 30 keV photons of astronomical origin. XPECT, X-ray spectroscopy and T-beam payload, will give spectroscopy information in the energy range of 0.8 to 15 keV. It is designated for observation from low Earth orbit. The payload's onboard experts will observe the X-ray sources during the spacecraft transit through the Earth shadow, that is during the ellipse period. In the next missions, that is on row, are the Gaganyaan missions and the INSET 3DS. The Gaganyaan mission. The Gaganyaan mission is India's ongoing project to send a three-day manned mission to the low Earth orbit of 400 km with a crew of 3 members and bring them safely back to Earth. New technologies being developed for Gaganyaan. Human safety is of paramount importance in Gaganyaan mission. In order to ensure the same, various new technologies comprising of engineering systems and human-centric systems are being developed and realized. Objectives of Gaganyaan missions. Its immediate aim is to demonstrate indigenous capability to undertake human space flights. In the long run, it will lay the foundation for a sustained Indian human space exploration program. It can stimulate economic growth through the development of space-related industries, technology spin-offs, and job creation, contributing to India's overall development. Astronaut wings. Group captains Prasant Balkrishnan Nair, Angad Pratha, Ajit Krishnan, Wing Commander Subhangshu Shukla were selected at the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in the Thiruvananthapuram on 27 Feb 2024.
And the last, the INSAT 3DS. INSAT 3DS satellite is a follow-on mission of third-generation meteorological satellite from geostationary orbit. It is designed for enhanced meteorological observation and monitoring of land and ocean surfaces from weather forecasting and disaster warning. The satellite will augment the meteorological services along with the presently operational INSAT 3D and INSAT 3DR satellites. The primary objectives of this mission are to monitor Earth's surface, carry out oceanic observation and its environment in various spectral channels of meteorological importance, to provide the vertical profile of various meteorological parameters of the atmosphere, to provide the data collection and data dissemination capabilities for the data collection platforms, to provide satellite-aided search and rescue services. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Nupur and Preeti. Now I would like to call Ram Shankar, Bablu and Gunjan for presenting working presentation of Ramjet engine.
Good evening, everyone. Respected principal sir, teachers, my dear brothers and sisters, and my dear friends. Today, as our school is celebrating National Science Day, we stand in front of you to give you some basic idea about the Ramjet engine. We will understand the concept with the help of a PowerPoint presentation prepared by us. So let us start with what is a Ramjet engine. It is basically an air-breathing jet engine that requires the forward motion of the engine to provide air combustion. Thank you. Now let us see about its discovery. In 1910, a French engineer, René Lorin, proposed the concept of an air-breathing engine. And by 1930s and 40s, further researches were done by scientists like René Leduc and Sir Frank Whittle, which led to the practical development of the Ramjet engine. They discovered that by using the forward motion of an aircraft to compress the incoming air, combustion could occur continuously without the need of any compressors. This led to the creation of Ramjet engine, and the first aircraft which used the Ramjet engine was Leduc 0.10 in April 21st, 1949. Now I will hand over the mic to my friend Ram, who will tell you about how does the Ramjet engine work and its features.
Thank you, Gunjan. Myself, Ram. Good evening, everyone. Now let us see how does the Ramjet engine work. At first, the air enters through the inlet. As the air passes through the inlet, the engine moves forward and the incoming air is compressed due to high speed of the engine. Then the fuel is injected into the compressed air and burned. And the burning fuel heats up the air, causing it to expand. The hot and expanded air is thrown out of the back of the engine at high speed, which generates a thrust. And now let us look some features of Ramjet engine. The Ramjet have no moving parts like turbine, which make them simple and reliable. Ramjet engine are more efficient at high speed. It can go above Mach 2, that is twice the speed of the sound or higher. Ramjet engine have a low weight. Now I will I would like to hand over the mic to my friend Bablu, who will explain about the application and limitation of ramjet engine.
Thank you, Ram, and good evening, everyone. Myself, Bablu. Now, let us move towards some application of ramjet engine. Ramjet engine is used in military aircraft which are made for high-speed missions. It is also used in means most commonly used in missiles like BrahMos to give them a quick response against the target. Ramjet engines are simple and efficient, but it has also some limitation, like it is not suitable to be used at low speeds. Ramjet engines cannot be started on its own. It has to be provided sufficient amount of speed, then it will start. It has also low thermal efficiency. That means it can't convert the heat energy into 100% work done, which leads major energy resource wastage. It consumes more fuel as compared to other air-breathing engines. And these are the applications and limitations of ramjet engine. Now, for the conclusion of our presentation, I would like to hand over the mic to Gunjan De. Thank you.
We would like to conclude by saying that ramjet engines are efficient jet engines that work on the principle of air compression. It has some limitations, but it will remain a valuable technology for various applications. Thank you.
Thank you, Bablu and team. Now I would like to call Sika and Jadumani of 8B for the presentation of working model of kaleidoscope.
Good evening to all. Myself Vishika Rastogi.
And myself Darumani Das.
I am Parismita Sekya.
Today we are here. Today on the occasion of National Science Day, we are here to present our model, and our model is based on the multiple reflections. So let's start.
So our model is a kaleidoscope, and this kaleidoscope is based on the principle of multiple reflection. To make it is very easy. We need three rectangular strips of mirror, and then we should join it in a triangular shape. You can see it. Then we should take a circular cylindrical box, and then we should put the mirrors here, and then at the one end of the kaleidoscope we should join a opaque circular disc, and do a hole in here. And on the other hand, we should attach a glass disc, and then our kaleidoscope would be ready.
जो क्लाइडोस्कोप है वो स्पेशली हमारे डिज़ाइनर्स यूज़ करते हैं न्यू आइडियाज़ के लिए, ताकि वो जो अपना जितना भी न्यू डिज़ाइन है लाइक उसमें पैटर्न दे सके, अच्छे वॉलपेपर्स के लिए, पेंटिंग्स के लिए, जो फैब्रिक स्टाइल डिज़ाइनिंग है उसमें ये पैटर्न्स यूज़ कर सकते हैं। और क्लाइडोस्कोप के एक बहुत ही अच्छा इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट ये है कि हम जितने बार भी क्लाइडोस्कोप में देखते हैं हमें उतनी बार ही अलग अलग पैटर्न देखने को मिलता है। और सिर्फ डिज़ाइनर्स ही नहीं, क्लाइडोस्कोप हम खुद भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं कि अगर हमें कभी कोई डिज़ाइन बना और हमें पैटर्न नहीं मिल रहा तो हम क्लाइडोस्कोप के इस्तेमाल से अपने लिए न्यू पैटर्न्स देख सकते हैं, और इसलिए क्लाइडोस्कोप हमारे लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल भी हो सकता है।
So next time when you need an idea for your pattern or design, then you could use the kaleidoscope. Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Jadumani and Isika. Now I would like to call Manjit and Sarvan of 8B to explain electroscope. So Sarvan, please.
Good evening to all. Myself Manjit.
And myself Sarwan.
Today we are here to show how electroscope is work. Okay, this is our model. This is an electroscope. With the help of electroscope, we can detect whether change is present or not in substance. Let's see how electroscope works.
अब देखिए ये जो ऊपर वाला जो पार्ट है ये मेटल का, ये इसको कंडक्टर बोलते हैं, और ये जो छोटा सा ब्लैक कलर का पार्ट दिख रहा है इसको इंसुलेशन बोला जाता है, और जो नीचे में जो पतला सा रोड टाइप को देखा जा रहा है वो मेटेलिक रोड बोला जाता है, उसको सीधा रखो सर। उसके बाद ये जो नीचे 2 फॉइल्स लटका हुआ है वो फॉइल्स है गोल्ड फॉइल्स, मतलब वो पूरे गोल्ड्स के बने हुए हैं। और ये काम कैसे करता है कि जब कोई ऑब्जेक्ट इसके ऊपर लगाए तो अगर वो ऑब्जेक्ट चार्ज हो, चाहे उसमें प्रोटॉन हो या न्यूट्रॉन, वो इस कंडक्टर की मदद से वो नीचे जाएगा और जो गोल्ड फॉइल है उसमें दोनों इक्वली और डिवाइड हो जाएगा। दोनों जो भी चार्ज है, चाहे वो प्रोटॉन हो न्यूट्रॉन हो कुछ भी, वहाँ में डिवाइड हो जाएगा दोनों में। और हम लोग को ये पता ही है कि जब सेम चार्ज है वो रिपेल करता है एक दूसरा को, और इसी तरह ये रिपेल करेगा तो हम लोग को पता चल जाएगा कि सब्सटेंस चार्ज है। अगर हम कोई सब्सटेंस को वहाँ में टच कराए और वो कोई मूवमेंट ना दिखाए फॉइल्स, मतलब कि वो सब्सटेंस है जो चार्ज नहीं है। अब हम प्रैक्टिकल करके दिखाएंगे। अब मैं पेन को अपने हेयर्स में रब कर रहा हूँ ताकि पेन चार्ज हो जाए।
सर पास
यार सर मेरे माइक पास में रखना। अब ये देखिए जो फॉइल्स हिल रहा है ये मतलब ये बता रहा है कि हम लोग का जो पेन है वो चार्ज है। अब ऐसे ही हम लोग चेक कर सकते हैं कोई भी सब्सटेंस जिसका वो चार्ज है या नहीं। ऐसे अब हम दूसरा सब्सटेंस लगा के दिखा रहा है। अब ये देखिए जब हम इसको लगाया तो कोई मूवमेंट नहीं आया फॉइल्स में, मतलब इसका मतलब ये जो पेन है ये चार्ज नहीं है। और हम लोग जो रब किए थे वो एक प्रोसेस है जिससे हम कोई भी चीज़ को रब करके चार्ज कर सकते हैं। उसी तरह से मैंने चार्ज किया और आपको दिखाया कि कैसे ये फॉइल्स काम करते हैं। थैंक यू एंड हैव ए नाइस डे।
Thank you, Sarvan and Manjit. Now I would like to call Tapasya and her group for the presentation of working model of electroscope.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Vaikham.
Myself Nigda Rao.
Myself Tapasya.
And myself Ritisha Gogoi.
Today we are presenting a simple model of electric bell on the behalf of National Science Day. So the bell consists of
a coil of wire wound around an iron piece.
And it also consists of a iron strip with a hammer.
It also has a gong and a screw which completes the circuit.
When the electricity is passed through the wire, it acts like an electromagnet and it attracts the iron piece, and the gong rings due to the sound, due to the vibration made by the hammer. But in that the circuit breaks and it goes to its initial position. But after when it goes to its initial position, then the circuit once more is completed and the cycle repeats.
This process continues until and unless the current flow at the electromagnet is stopped.
And you are thinking that what is electromagnet? Electromagnet is a magnet whose magnetic field is produced with the help of electric current, and it when the circuit break from here, then it goes and touches to the bell and it rings like this. Thank you.
Thank you all. Now moving forward to the last program. Now I would like to call Pranab and Hidananda for its demonstration.
गुड इवनिंग एंड एवं शुभ संध्या आप सभी को। आज मैं प्रणव उपाध्याय
और मैं हृदयानंद मेधी,
हम आज आप सभी के समक्ष LVM
लॉन्च व्हीकल मार्क
इसके बारे में 2 शब्द कहने जा रहे हैं। लॉन्च व्हीकल मार्क हम सब जानते हैं कि हाल ही में अभी जैसे 14 जुलाई 2023 इस दिन चंद्रयान 3 जो आंध्र प्रदेश के श्रीहरिकोटा के सतीश धवन स्पेस जो स्टेशन है वहाँ से लॉन्च हुआ था। तो हम बहुत जन बोलते हैं कि कोई भी एक सफलता के पीछे किसी एक ना एक व्यक्ति या फिर किसी एक ना एक चीज़ का हाथ होता है। वैसे ही चंद्रयान 3 के एक हमारे अर्थ के ऑर्बिट के ऊपर जाने से पहले इस जो LVM है इसका हाथ था। अब हम इसके स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में आप सभी को कुछ बताना चाहते हैं। हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं जो ये LVM का मतलब यहाँ पे लॉन्च व्हीकल मार्क 3, इसका जो टोटल हाइट है वो है 43.43 मीटर इसका हाइट है। इसका वेट है 630 टन्स और इसके 3 स्टेजेस होते हैं, फर्स्ट स्टेज, सेकंड स्टेज और थर्ड स्टेज। इसका कैपेसिटी है कि ये 4000 kg तक का वेट सह सकता है। ये लॉन्च हुआ था 14 जुलाई 2023, लैंड हुआ था 23 अगस्त 2023 और ये लॉन्च हुआ था श्रीहरिकोटा आंध्र प्रदेश सतीश धवन स्पेस स्टेशन से। अब हम देखेंगे कि इसके जो साइड में पावर है, जैसे ही मतलब स्पेस को उड़ाते हैं तब ये जो दो चैम्बर्स है इसमें एक में होता है फ्यूल और एक में होता है यहाँ ऑक्सीजन। क्योंकि हम सभी को पता है फ्यूल को जड़ने के लिए ऑक्सीजन की ज़रूरत होती है और हीट की ज़रूरत होती है। हीट की ज़रूरत तो ये फ्यूल प्रोड्यूस कर देता है, लेकिन ज़रूरत होती है फिर ऑक्सीजन की। स्पेस में तो ऑक्सीजन मिलता नहीं है, जिसके लिए ये चैम्बर में ऑक्सीजन भेजना पड़ता है। अब क्या होता है, जैसे ही ये रॉकेट एक हाइट तक अर्थ के ऑर्बिट में एक हाइट तक पहुँच जाता है तब क्या होता है, इसका जो साइड के 2 मतलब पावर प्रेशर से वो सब हट जाते हैं। तो फिर थोड़ी और हाइट पे जाने के बाद ये जो टुकड़ा है ऊपर का, जो ये कंपोजिट प्लेबेट फेयरिंग है, ये 2 टुकड़ों में बट के स्पेस में खुल जाता है, जो वापस धरती तक गिर जाता है। फिर बचता है ये सैटेलाइट और इसका ये लंबा पार्ट। अब जैसे ही इतने तक का जब कैपेसिटी ख़त्म हो जाता है तब ये वाला पार्ट जो है यहाँ से यहाँ तक ये भी खुल जाता है, ये वाला पार्ट भी स्पेस में छूट जाता है। अब बचा सिर्फ ये वाला पार्ट ये वाला पार्ट जो है ये मतलब अर्थ के ऑर्बिट पार करके जब मून के मतलब सामने तक पहुँच जाता है तब सारा पार्ट खुल के गिर जाता है और बचता है सैटेलाइट जो जाके मून के सरफेस पे लैंड हो जाता है। यही था आज का हमारा मॉडल। इसके साथ मैं एक स्लोगन बताना चाहूँगा, जिसके पास हो विज्ञान का ज्ञान वो गधा भी बन जाता है पहलवान, शक्तिमान एवं बुद्धिमान। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Pranab and Hirananda for this presentation. I want to thank everybody who have participated in the program. I think you all have enjoyed it, and I'm very, very thankful for everyone who have made it great success. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.